She was actually found on June 5th of 1988. It was pretty obvious that she had a lot of blunt force trauma about her head and her face. She was found lying on her back, partially clothed.
Mary Lynn was the youngest of 6 children of Russell and Mary Rankle, and we were raised on the west side of Colorado Springs.
Cynthia Rankle, her mother Mary Faye, brother Phil, and niece Coral reminisce about their daughter, sister, and mother Mary Lynn. A bright and precocious personality, the family recounts her days as a child.
She was just a delight to our family. There were, a few things, well, she got into a little mischief now and then, but, nothing serious. And she was just delightful.
A graduate of Sacred Heart Elementary and Coronado High School, Mary Lynn married Robert Vialapando in 1984. The two were blessed with a daughter, Coral, soon after, and in 1988, Mary Lynn went back to school to study sports medicine. It was then, just when everything seemed to be going right, that the worst happened.
8 o'clock in the morning, she was found by a passerby who was just out home for a walk and had found her body in the north alley of 2600 West Colorado.
Mary Lynn had been brutally murdered, bludgeoned to death with a rock beyond recognition, and then sexually assaulted. Police say she was last seen in the early morning hours of June 5, 1988, after returning from a wedding in Pueblo.
They returned at about 2 a.m. When they got to their house, which was on the west side, for some reason, Mary Lynn decided to leave. They weren't sure why she decided to go just walk away.
Cold case detective Joe Mattiato says some people reported seeing Mary Lynn at a bar in Old Colorado City sometime around 2:30 in the morning. It's after that when things get fuzzy.
Mary Lynn would have been found laying here on her back.
Detective Mattiatos has been working on Mary Lynn's case for over a year now. He says the day she was found, police came out and took pictures of the crime scene, interviewed neighbors, and collected evidence, all standard protocol.
What was unique at that time for that case was that DNA was just starting in 1988, and we actually got some good DNA evidence from Mary Lynn that we sent to a lab in Maryland. My understanding was the only lab that was doing DNA at the time. So they were able to tell us that we do have a foreign DNA other than Mary Lynn, of course, which we can assume would be our suspect.
Over the months and years, Mattiato says detectives took additional DNA samples from potential suspects, but never found a match. He says CSPD has since started their own database, which they have entered into CODIS, a national collection of DNA. Mattiato says with every year that passes, the chance of finding the killer becomes slimmer, but he says that doesn't stop detectives from trying.
Time can also help us out too, because people's relationships change. In 1988, a person may not want to talk to us about their boyfriend who had committed a crime, but now that they're not boyfriend and girlfriend anymore and time has passed, they feel like, this is the time, I need to get this off my chest.
As for the Rankle and Vialapando families, they say the pain never really goes away. 21 years after Mary Lynn's death, they know a killer is still out there and are just waiting for someone to come forward.
I believe that there was probably at least an eyewitness or an accomplice, and I would hope that this person would quit being a coward and come forward, because my family would like to know who killed my sister. I mean, we will not be able to rest really until we know.